of Simeon. still a little bit busy, of course. It's a kind of a main road, and that should calm down a little bit here within the next hour or so. But catch you guys in a second. Getting a little more quiet. There's another vehicle that looks like it parked in front, and I have heard some people talking, so yay, being quiet and staying still. Okay, I've got the two batteries linked together, and that'll provide me extra power. It's already raised the voltage on the inverter. Pizza oven's gonna take about 20 minutes to warm up. That'll get me time to prep the pizzas. Okay, the type of pizza I'm making tonight it's a pan pizza. I know the Neapolitan styles are really trendy right now, but that's beyond my skill level, and I like these ones just fine. So it's known kind of as a Regina style pizza. In Saskatchewan, they're very popular. And it's pretty much any pizza you're going to get. Pretty thick crust, loads of cheese, tons of toppings. Dump truck pizza coming up real quick. To add to the point of contention about pizza, don't worry, I'm leaving the pineapples off. The cheese goes on top, and there's a lot of it. It's all actually measured out. That is the amount that goes on a Regina style pizza. One at a time, and I'm doing 17 minutes. These are heavy. Like that's over a pound for sure. And that's what that looks like. For those that wonder, the bottom of the crust looks like about like that. I love throwing fresh tomatoes on. Because one, you can eat it faster, and two, it balances up flavor really nice. Because there's a lot of cheese on these. Number two. There she is. Now, now I can give my poor battery a break, because that was a lot of work to do off batteries, but I think to dig into this delicious pizza. I have nothing against other styles of pizza. I love Detroit style pizza. Haven't tried an authentic Chicago deep dish. Tried New York pizza. That was good. I get what all the fuss is about, but growing up around Western Canada, this is the type that I kind of grew up with. Normally, These things have a lot more meat on them than I threw on today, but that's okay. Put it back in the dump truck. It's right on, but I'm gonna finish this slice, try to get out of this dump truck. I don't think I'm gonna use that rope ladder. That seems more dangerous than no ladder at all. So, I'm gonna try to shimmy down and hit those restrooms before they close. And get back down here and get settled in for the night. So, that's the plan. Turn that off. I'm gonna go over this edge here as carefully as I can. I'm just bringing a GoPro because that's safer than trying to get my whole camera over there. There's another step. Okay. Now, I'm sure you can't really see me too well, but it's time to walk down to the store because that restroom is really calling my name right now. Okay, nicely lit walkway. Says it's about a 10-minute walk, but I really gotta go, so I'm walking faster. Okay, that grocery store has a bar in it. That was pretty tempting, but I don't know if it was really the atmosphere I want to sit down and have a drink in. It's neat, it's a cool idea, but that's almost borderline depressing. Well. It got very nice and quiet around here. There's nobody. Good people of the world are back in their beds right now, getting ready for work tomorrow. Smooth sailing, a little more traffic. Oh, and a big hill to go up. This will be fun. Back to the dump truck. All right, mission accomplished. Oh, it's a beautiful starry night. Staying nice and warm by this propane heater. I've only just used one bottle of propane, but I did a bit of walking and turned it off now. So should be coming. City over there. Things have gotten real quiet, which I like. The cameras are holding up good. Got this little night vision if you're looking at it, you see that here. I'm gonna try and pack up as much of this stuff as I can that I don't need anymore, because in the morning it's gonna be cold and I want to get out of here as quickly as possible. I got my alarm set for 7 a.m. and got my ride coming to pick me up at 8, so that gives me an hour to wake up, get everything fully packed up, and hopefully not be too cold. The tarp setup, I'm glad I did, because it's starting to get windy, and I don't want to get blown in the middle of the night. So it'll be nice to have some shelter there, and everything's organized, ready to go in the morning. I've got, my gloves and my disguise. So that'll be the first thing I put on. But it's been a fun night. It was kind of a unique camping adventure. And it is still quiet out here, so I'll put on a little movie or something I can fall asleep to. like this stuff, please consider subscribing. I'll keep trying to come up with some crazy places like this. In here, it's not so bad. Not a ton of room, but good enough for little old me. It's better than this. See you guys in the morning.
Good morning. That was pretty warm. The sleeping bag was great. I actually had to take off a layer of clothing. The little air mattress here, the sleeping pad, was fantastic. I'm a side sleeper. That was just perfect. Gotta start packing because I got a ride coming in half an hour. I'm gonna get all this packed up. Beautiful morning. Got my costume back on because now I'm gonna be standing up to get all this done. And obviously, when I stand up, traffic can't see me here. So, well, it's a great sleep. There's this little angled part here, and right up against my back, that was perfect to sleep on my side like that. So, I'm absolutely thrilled. It was pretty smooth, but there were some scary parts. Definitely when people are pulling up behind, and I can't quite see in the camera because of the exposure with the headlights shining right at the camera. I got no idea what's going on. Cameras I was using are these little Ring cameras. They're indoor cameras. I have some outdoor ones too, but these worked better for the continuous 24-hour video recording. A lot of frost built up on this tarp, so I'm glad I did have that up. You can see all the condensation here on the steel from just my breath probably coming off in the night, and it's absorbing a lot of heat. So this sleeping bag did a good job. Okay, I've got everything loaded up and ready to go. Over this side here was really easy. When Scott passed things up, it worked out really good. And I should be able to pass things down pretty quickly. And yeah, I just wait for my ride and then I am out of here. And yeah, like when you're camping in your dump truck, I would basically recommend making sure it's swept out real good because, you know, it's a dump truck boat, right? So there's anchor points. This here, I have to clean that out. But I was tempted to use that for the rope ladder if I was going to use that. But I also don't recommend using rope ladders. They're questionable at best under ideal circumstances, let alone in the back of a dump truck. My ride's arrived. I'll hand this down to you. Like that. Yeah, dare I say, the perfect crime. Dump truck is looking better than when I found it. Actually, it's a dump truck, so it looks exactly the same, except with one minor difference. we left Fast Eddie a sticker. So thank you everybody for watching. I'm gonna get out of here. We'll see you guys on the next one, and thanks again so much for watching. Hey guys, there's an abandoned pipeline here, and thanks to Rob Stewart, I found out that there is right down here somewhere. I'm just going to hike down here a little bit and crawl into the pipe. Hopefully it's dry and clear enough and big enough in there for me, and it should be fine shelter for the night. Looks like the hole. Alright. Okay, this pipe actually goes way over the edge here. And way down. So I'm going to stay away from this edge, and I'm going to do my camp on this side of the pipe. yeah. Hello? Thought there was somebody down there. Check it out. Hello. So that way there is not much this way. Hello. Okay. It's an interesting little spot for the night. I got a small shovel. I'm gonna scoop out some of these dead leaves, and I got a cot that I'll put in there. But beautiful, beautiful spot, if I do say so myself. And I'm just gonna be sleeping in there. I don't want to hang out in there too much, but I've got some other tools that we can set up here to make it a little more comfortable for me tonight. I got a couple little tricks that I can use to make this a little more comfortable. There's some mosquitoes, so I've got some mosquito spray I'll put in there. And I guess I'll start with scooping out these leaves. Gas real good. It's made from a plant derivative, so it's healthy. So this water pipeline was shut down in the 70s, probably built 100 years ago, and it was leaking more than half of the water they sent down it. Obviously, because it's just pieces of concrete segments held together with ring clamps. And so they've got a more efficient, modern system now. So this hasn't been used in 55 years, so I should be okay. I don't see any water coming down or any evidence of water coming down this pipe. And I think there's a lot of spots that are actually closed off. So these are just segments that are left here. Okay, time to clean up the home for the night. Hold the shovel. And I should be able to make this a little more needed. A bit of airflow moving through here, and I think I know the way to stop that. First thing first, drop as much of this mucker out. Almost seems to be right. Obviously, don't do this. I don't recommend this as an actual shelter. That's cleared up enough room for the cot. And got an umbrella. And I like the concept that there could be bats in here. Slow down. I don't have to look at this never ends. Sticker up here. I got an umbrella for each side of this pipe. This little umbrella is not cooperating. It was on clearance when I bought it. And I can understand why. At least I'm not stuck out in the rain with it. So, one of the men blocking up that scary, and the other one that falls down way into the river over here. I don't see anything coming up that. Oh, there's not a bat in there right now. Let's see. Scare any critters out of the pipe here. Now hopefully nobody on the other end of the pipe thinks there's something stuck in the pipe. But I'll put the cot together. I should be able to do that up here. Slide her down.
going to move the umbrella to the other side where something looks like a bat is hanging on the top there. It's not going to stop with that, but you can see it. Put these legs on. As long as I can pull that off. No problem. Okay. That's all right. Not bad at all. This other umbrella I can use up here. Starts to rain, it still kind of works. Cover the top of the hole. And I'm not going to hang out in there all night. There's enough to see out here. And time to do that because shelter's ready for the night. All set up. This stop the rain if the rain happens to fall. Fits on quite perfectly. I've got bear spray. I'll actually put that on my belt right now so I don't forget. I'll do it then. Some low light loggers because, well, here I am having a beer by a pipe. So, cheers everybody. It's a sophisticated flavor for something called low light lager. And yeah, over the edge here, this really drops down. Right like that. The pipe goes down pretty sharp and then goes across a trestle to the other side over there. And it crosses a little creek with waterfalls plenty. And I'm not going to go down really any further this way because these are very slippery leaves. But there's a path over here, I know, that I can get to. Take a look at the creek down there. There's a couple of segments of pipe down there, and I kind of think that when they were building it, they dropped a few, and being the early 1900s, they didn't really care about leaving it in a creek. But they may have broken off from somewhere else and rolled down. Yeah. Going this way on the pipe, from where I came in, it's pretty level. Apparently most of this pipe is really level, other than that one spot back there that goes down and reverse siphons, or however it's supposed to work in the beginning. But these sections are about 4 feet wide, and I'm going to find where they join together so I can show you. Yeah, so these are just sections of concrete, maybe a little mortar, and then these ring clamps there. That's what they were relying on to hold the water pressure in. So times have changed, technologies have evolved. This pipe just keeps snaking on through the woods, and these trees are absolutely majestic. The moss on them, it feels great to be out here. I really do love the trees and the mountains and the moss. At a certain time of day, right now, it's dark and a little cool. I could see the sun up there. If I was a little taller up there, I'd be sitting in the sun right now. But instead, I'm sitting off a mossy old pipe in the woods. Hey everybody, welcome to Cooking with Steve. I'm going to do this while there's still some daylight, so I don't lose my ambition, go to bed hungry, or just eating shredded cheese. So I'm making kind of a backpacking meal. There's orzo, it's like rice, but when you want gluten. Cheese, onion, some broccoli, a little butter. Top it off with a pouch of skipjack tuna, Mediterranean flavor. And yeah, we'll make this, and hopefully it is edible. I'm just gonna saute these onions and some butter here. Then I'll throw the rest in and let it boil. Nicely cooked. It smells delicious, dare I say. That's what's happening there. This is one of those dump it all in and drain. And I've done these before and it turned out very badly. So I'm gonna eyeball the amount of water I think I need for this orzo. If I need more, I'll add it. Boil this up with tuna. I'll add the cheese last. Really doesn't look good coming out of these pouches. So my excuse or my backstory, if anybody asks why I'm out here, is I'll say like I'm a forest guardian or something, that just making sure nobody poaches any of these trees, you know, like there's old growth, etc. So that's what I'll say, and I'll play it all professional too. You know, like I'm, you know, forest guardian for like 5 years now, and we just do this all the time. You know, lay it on stick. It's done. I need more cheese. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. This is one of those like purely backpack meals. A lot of the stuff is all shelf stable, other than broccoli and the cheese. But it looks like a hot mess. It's a dump meal where you dump a bunch of stuff in the pot and boil it. Sometimes it's good, like today, and sometimes they're not so good. But after a long day of hiking, which I did not do, this would be quite nice. We did a small day of hiking to get here. But any warm food on a cool evening just warms the soul. For once I've cooked a meal for one. How about that? So I'm out on Vancouver Island. Actually, feeling the healthiest I have in years as well. So things have been going good. And I'm excited about the next couple of months I'm out here. I've posted on social media, on my Facebook and Instagram, etc. I picked up a motorhome, and it's the identical one I had in my 20s, and I was aimlessly driving around, living out of the thing, working odd jobs, and so it's the same year, same make, same model, except in way better condition, and I'm going to hit the road in that thing for the next month or so. But I have a couple other videos to film first, and we'll jump in that motorhome and try to recreate some of that magic and see if it's just a young man's game, or if in my 40s I still enjoy it as much as I did as in my 20s. But you know, a pipe is good enough, so motorhome's going to be a mansion. That got dark mighty quick, so about flashlight time here. But I'm going to pull out the sleeping bag and just kind of put that on me, because I didn't want to overdress too much. Because it was a bit of a hike, up a bit of uphill, and I'm just kind of getting back into doing exercise-y kind of things. So I'll just hunker down here, blanket on me, lean up against the pipe, and listen to the sound of that little river down there. And cozied up here, leaning against the pipe. And I think it's probably a little warmer in there than it is out here. It's not that cold tonight. It's going down to 0 Celsius, 32 Fahrenheit. The sleeping bag I have is rated for -7, so that works. But I am hoping it's warmer in my pipe. So I'm gonna crawl in there and go to bed. I've been sitting here kind of watching a few videos on my phone. This is a pretty cool spot, and it gets dark early, it gets cold early, so it's a bit early. Yeah, it's pretty good in. The only breeze is blowing in from up there, so got my umbrella there. That will definitely help. But there is hopefully some legendary geocache in this area, and it is either in the pipe down this way behind our umbrella, where it goes way down over that hill. It's on the other side. The other side of the river where it comes down. So I saw a lot of people commenting on what they did there in order to get that geocache. But so sleeping with my head nice and close to this access port, and this is going to be one of the more interesting sleeps I think I've ever done. Bear spray, of course. It's going to be nice and handy. Okay. But a lot of good fresh air right there. Got my trusty jacket as a pillow, and it's gonna get real dark in here. So, okay. See you guys in the morning, my stealthy friends. Good morning. I don't know if I recommend sleeping in a pipe like this. But there is just a breeze coming through. I sealed off that top of the umbrella. That's not where it's coming from. There's like a cross breeze going through this pipe somewhere, maybe another access hatch or something. But I'm gonna get out of here because it was a strange noises, pretty cold,
and my curiosity regarding the pipe has been satisfied.
If it was really raining or something and I wanted some shelter, I would crawl in here, but it's basically the same thing for outside, except that there's less cross flowing through anything here. This is the third time I've tried to film this video, or the fourth maybe. Every time I tried to go film this one from camping here, there was a big problem. Like, I checked it out and it looked good. And the first time I got here, it had really rained, and that was like pretty much soaking wet inside. And it's a bit of a hike up a hill to get here, so I wasn't happy. Fully loaded with all this stuff to film. Then waited for it to dry out. Came back again, and it was full of mosquitoes. Like, that's how I knew how to bring that mosquito spray. So it was completely full of mosquitoes, so I couldn't film it. Then the next time, I was getting ready to come out, and there was a wildfire, like a forest fire here. So the whole park was closed for weeks, and so I kind of gave up on this. I thought this was like a bad omen, that the universe is telling me, don't camp in the pipe, whatever you do, Steve. But it worked okay. So sometimes with these videos, I take a number of tries to actually get it done. And there's been a few of them like that where it's the third or fourth time trying the same video. And I just gotta wonder sometimes, you know, is it a sign that I just shouldn't be doing that video, or that something, you know, could be a bear or something? But thankfully, no nightmares about nightmares last night. Just waking up, sure I was hearing bats or something in there. So that's I don't recommend doing anything like this to anybody that's watching. But people are obviously into time.
Wait, how did I not sitting back there?
So weird. Forget it.
Each week we break down another Breaking Bad episode in order. This week, Breaking Bad goes to Germany. Season 5, Episode 2, Madrigal. I've got 29 details you might not know, Mike's 11 men to discuss, plus a record 6 Chekhov's guns scattered throughout this episode. To start things off, the honey mustard is icing, so shout out to Norbert for eating them. He ate lots of these, but did spit them out. Norbert is a German actor, although he has lived in the US for all of his adult life. By the way, I'm going to treat this episode as one giant Germany mention, so we can get it out of our systems now. But I love it when these videos spill over into real life. Recently, I thought I saw a film artifact in real life for a split second before I realized that makes no sense.
Dies hier ist eine neue Organisation. Halb French Dressing, halb Brand, das einfach.
The famous French is paint, because the icing they had started to coagulate. Vince borrowed the French idea from an old comedy script he wrote. In it, a scientist accidentally kills God, and his former lab assistant becomes famous by inventing French salad dressing. Yes, that's real. The comedy was never made.
Agent Pickups, Smoky Mesquite, BBQ, das letzte ist eigentlich nur...
I'm sorry, but those sound like potato chip crunches to me. Given the relatively small budget, Breaking Bad got so lucky with filming locations like the closed hospital they kept using, or in this case a brand new high school cooking facility built in Albuquerque. Madrigal Electromotive is finally shown after being mentioned in prior seasons. I love the different restaurant brands, and perhaps the most forgettable one, Burgermatic, is a nod to the first script Vince ever wrote for a film class at NYU. It turned into a major movie with Burgermatic playing a central role.
Welcome to Burgermatic. Can I take your order, please?
Warner Brothers presents Drew Barrymore, Luke Wilson, and too many film artifacts to count.
How do you make a Whopper? Man, that's Burger King!
In a romantic comedy where something is always cooking.
Let's cook.
Home fries.
You all come back now.
Look at that attention to detail. These stickers use the German word for caution. They even covered these US outlets, although the rectangular shape might be a giveaway. I tried scouring this footage for tells that this is in the US, but they seem to have done a great job, even with the exit sign. Maybe you Germans can find something I'm missing. Here's what I know. The light switch in the bathroom doesn't look German. Peter Schuler wears a Structure brand undershirt. I suppose that's possible, but it seems unlikely, right? And Germans don't wear their wedding ring on their left hand. They caught this and switched his ring, but only after filming this hallway scene first. They never say it on the show, but this is meant to be the city of Hanover. That outside still looks like Albuquerque to me. Here we continue the tradition of obviously photoshopped photos. Recall that a Chekhov's gun is
Any seemingly unimportant element that becomes significant later on in the story.
There's the first one, although the payoff happens quickly. This attempt to translate English is grammatically incorrect. Google Translate gives a better result. Thanks to my German-speaking viewers for helping out here. Look at that red toilet paper. Carefully hanging up his clothes here is reminiscent of Gus and Salute, but Vince said that the parallel wasn't intentional. An automatic external defibrillator doesn't give a shock unless it detects a fibrillating heart, so I don't think this would work, but don't try this anyway. This set has a raised floor so the camera can be this low, and it's also padded for this fall. They use digital effects to hide that, and to freeze his eye open, although you can see a little bit of the floor sponginess here.
I've looked everywhere, okay? Some innocent person, some kid, maybe even, and they're gonna pick it up and it's gonna...
You're working yourself off.
Oh my God.
Jesse, I'm gonna come over there. We're gonna look for this thing.
That book on Walt's side of the bed is definitely making a statement. And the top book magically tilts when the camera angle changes. At first I thought I saw a film artifact storm in this sped up footage, but I think it's snow or falling leaves. Jesse has 2 copies of Little Big Planet 2, and this was released in 2011, but we're still in 2009. I'm guessing he has open season 2 to watch with Brock, but hopefully he watched The Exorcism of Emily Rose without him. Is this really worth that close of an inspection? It's not in there, Walt.
The hell is that?
A Roomba.
I'm pretty sure a Roomba couldn't suck up the entire cigarette, but we know that Walt placed it in there.
Is it still intact? Yeah. Good. No worries. Let me get rid of this.
I know it's not really the right thing, but is flushing it really a good idea?
I'm shot you.
It's just a misunderstanding.
No. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I wouldn't change it.
I bet you wouldn't.
You and I working together, having each other's back, it's what saved our lives.
Aw, such a supportive father figure.
I want you to think about that as we go forward.
Go for it. Where?
I know you come here for Breaking Bad, but stay for the tax trivia, so here we go. The 28th says property taxes due, but New Mexico property taxes are due in April and November, and we're in July. And if that's a 2009 calendar, it's showing January or October. But look at all the clever ways they obscured the brands at the bottom of the calendar. Love it. Pick up photos from photo shoots. I'd love to see those. Mike is watching The Kane Mutiny, one of Vince's favorite movies. And Mike is going to use that line later.
Saying yes? We're here to talk partnership.
We figure we're gonna start cooking again.
There's no denying the popularity of our product.
Kaylee seems to be a fan of the product as well.
Each of us will receive a larger cut. Owners, not employees.
A madrigal is a type of song performed by a group without musical instruments, so this could also reference their partnership without a boss like Gus.
Thanks. But no thanks.
You are time, and I have no intention of being around.
Speaking of food, this says Bam Smash Crack.
Maybe you'll reconsider. In the meantime, we're pressing on.
So the crowds we got. Enough to invade Poland. Carrying their own G5, just like old time.
I am shocked and saddened by his death, and outraged by the damage his actions have wrought upon my grandfather's company.
Like so many in Breaking Bad, he's not an actor. He's the German advisor and translator for the show, so he's probably to blame for that bad AED translation.
Alleged texts. An innocent man does not kill himself. For your investigation, I pledge Madrigal's full cooperation and transparency.
This was not product placement, even though it's pretty conspicuous here and here.
Outstanding police work. Only had this time I can fix.
Somebody's got to be the boss.
They used all new DEA sets and locations this season, such as a conference room debuted earlier, but Merker's office is pretty close to how it looked before. At some point, he upgraded his bookshelves. Government spending at work.
What's with that APD?
They're
think it's about Fring's laptop.
Anything left of the laptop?
You know, I sneaked a peek before AP came in, but the whole thing was encrypted.
I'm curious about this. Did he really have someone take out the hard drive, try to read it, then put it back? That's more than just a peek. Or does he just mean it was password protected?
Brains a tricky bastard. They wouldn't got anything anyway.
At any rate, maybe the magnet caper was unnecessary, which is funny since it made things worse. This scene is not only Mercer's exit from his job, but also from the Breaking Bad universe.
I had enough time. The whole night. It's always trying to run from somebody else converted. Right over my nose.
We don't want people to start wondering about you.
Wait,
Say these two know chemistry. They got book learning, but no street skills.
Hank, I thought that was you. Oh,
Raider, I'm blocked. You're an innocent of what? $500,000 in cash.
You let my wife's thing! How'd you do it?
maybe right in front of me.
He's still out there.
what are you doing? You just missed it.
Walter White.
Right under my nose.
You got me.
Did you know that Laura Fraser, who plays Lydia, is Scottish?
I couldn't have wished for a better, more appropriate ending to Lydia.
Her American accent is impeccable.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then some sort of program, provided it's not Earl Grey, like soy milk instead of dairy. You don't have some or any sort of bergamot. We're running anything like this is here. English breakfast, I guess. We have Lipton's. I would like a cup of hot water, filtered, if possible, and a single slice of lemon. And I'm assuming you don't have stevia. Never mind. I brought my own.
You coming to me or am I coming to you?
Face forward. We'll talk like this.
I guess I'm coming to you.
God, wait. This is so... How did I not see you sitting back there? So weird. Want anything else, Mike?
No. I'm good, Fred. Thanks. Now, what do you want from me? Why is it so important? What's this?
A list of 11 names. You know them all.
So do we. 8 of the 11 handle security. Chris Mara appeared in Bug and Crawl Space, then rode with Gus to the hospital in End Times, and drove him to Casa Tranquila in Face Off. He's about to have his biggest moment later in this episode. Andrew Holt guarded the perimeter of the chicken farm for the cartel meeting in Problem Dog. Paris Boyven and Raymond Martinez were the 2 henchmen who tried to get Walt at his house in Face Off. The next 4 are new characters who we don't see until episode 8. Dwayne Chow owns Golden Moss Chemical, who supplied chemicals such as phenylacetic acid to Gus.
I get my snuck acid girl with a bee on it.
And R.I.P. James Ning, who I didn't realize left us. Dennis Markowski is the laundry manager.
Just the two of you?
And Ron is a Madrigal warehouse foreman who will meet in episode 4. Dan the lawyer isn't currently on the list, but he will be later.
Memo on the payroll. Picked up and threatened with prosecution. They're gonna talk. At least one of them's gonna talk.
You want me to kill every man on that list?
That's it. Me? If you think that'd be wise.
These are my guns. They are solid. And Fring made sure they were well compensated in the event of a situation such as this. They're paid to stand up to the heat. We don't kill 11 people with some kind of prophylactic measure.
As a cop in Philadelphia, he saw Hoffman and Fensky do exactly that.
There's crunch on the bar.
Car wash is in 15 minutes.
This is the only thing she says in this episode.
Let you get out, huh?
But this speaks volumes.
Hey, Chow. How you holding up?
Okay.
You can see Chow's bullet wound from Mike.
You're waiving your right to have an attorney present?
Correct. Just take that to the camera.
I'm waiving my right to have an attorney present. Corporate security.
And a fast food restaurant at the full-time job.
We have 14 locations, so yes.
This is consistent with what Hank said before.
The man owns 13 other restaurants.
The article Skylar read last episode said more than a half dozen, which is technically correct, but a strange way to count to 14.
Have you pulled your CCPs? Anything in a hood?
I'm guessing you already know that, so you tell me.
I'll stop counting it, but here's another great glimpse of Hank's dead watch.
Your tenure as a police officer ended somewhat dramatically. You want to talk about that?
No.
Yeah, I'm more interested in why Gus Fring decided to put a guy like you in charge of his corporate security. He must have needed help running that drug empire of his, no?
Drug it. First I'm hearing about that.
This can go hard or easy. So what's it gonna be?
Forget your handcuffs. Am I under arrest?
No, I'm not.
You want to state that for the camera?
You are not under arrest. Currently.
Agents, do you have any more questions for me? I'm not under arrest. I prefer to leave.
Hank gets to show off his one more thing move again.
What are Gustavo Fring's fingerprints doing in Gail Bedeker's apartment? Just, is Gustavo Fring the real name? And I suppose we could talk about the $2 million in your granddaughter's name. secret offshore accounts. One of the names was Kaylee Airman Travel. My partner here, he took one look at that and said, shit, man, this fifth grade girl is the muscle behind Frank's entire operation. I said, whoa, hey, slow down.
Hank is on fire in this scene.
Maybe it was actually her hero. Right. Here's the thing. Mike, Mr. Here's the thing, Mike. Lucky for you to get it touched up. Come out and say the same to the other level of the rest.
Wait, Paul, I don't know what you're talking about.
There's the earlier movie quote. This is old footage because by this point, Saul's office was turned into a bar.
No more Arby's.
Crystal ship did pretty good for us.
Crystal ship. Yeah.
Call it.
I don't want to give an unnecessary Better Call Saul spoiler, but this conversation is weirdly repetitive, but it is realistic that people forget about past conversations. They purposely had Walt sit in the position of power here.
In town, it's trickier. You get a lot more of your prying guys. Gus can manage it. So
If he only knew what it took for Gus to make the super lab.
Say a guy with he does not go by profits. Right? He counts his lucky stars and sails off into the sunset.
what lottery did I win exactly?
Hi.
Look, counting them. Jesse, $40 grand.
After season 4, people who tried to track Walt's money concluded he really should have over $500,000. Was he manipulating Jesse yet again, as owing him money keeps him in his life? The most likely explanation is that the writers were playing fast and loose with these details. Mintz has admitted that math isn't his strong suit, but also this is leaving out other expenses like that bottle of wine or boxes of Raisin Bran Crunch. Also, this doesn't include the magnet expense, but before that, Walt said,
I don't actually have any money right now.
so I think that means the magnet caper cost each of them $40,000.
I got it this time.
What's up, Chuck?
Yay.
The DA take all my money. I need it.
We gotta talk.
Not on the phone. Can you come to my house?
Give me 2 hours.
There's a cat. This was not planned.
Chris, I'd like you to drop your gun, please. And turn around very slowly. Nobody's supposed to try.
How much is it?
Chris, the name of the guy who plays Chris, had never really acted before this.
1,008. How far did you get down the list? Just Joe. I figured I'd start with you. You should pay 30.
Are you ready?
This is Mike.
Lydia's house is meant to be in Houston, Texas, so this was a long trip for Mike. They couldn't figure out a natural way to explain this to viewers, so they gave up and waited until episode 5 to hint at it. Lydia's daughter is barefoot except for this shot and the next where these slippers appear.
She ate her beef, she ate her carrot, she ate a whole lot of carrots this time.
So I'm gonna take a bath, put Kier to bed, and then go on home. I'll see you tomorrow.
You gonna come say goodnight to me?
Yeah, honey, after Mommy takes a bath.
Have anything to say?
Mike's certainly giving her a chance, unlike Chris. He was probably influenced by the dynamic with his daughter.
I don't want my daughter to see me.
Nobody's gonna find you.
What?
You and your 5-year-old daughter's.
I can't just disappear. She has to know I didn't leave her. She has to know that. Promise. I don't disappear.
Can you still get your hands up to me?
Maybe.
You still planning to move over? Yes, we do. Reconsider.
Walt isn't understanding the depth and the reasons for Skylar's despair.
You know, it gets easier what you're feeling right now. Ted, everything. Your past. We do. Good reason. You've got nothing to worry about.
And for the second episode in a row, we get a creepy ending.
There's no better reason.
They cut it off here, but you can see in a deleted scene that this continued and got much worse. You know what time it is. Fearless Walker, Gila, Stainer, and Jizzy Jazz are 6-month members. Congratulations to all 4 of you for earning your 6-month membership badge from YouTube. Fearless Walt joined for Moss, Stainer joined for the April Fool's Day Slip and Jimmy video, and the rest of you joined for IFT. thanks so much for your support. Say hi to the newest members: Engel, Ace Cafefe, Rafael Reyes, Erkan Jokinen, Michael Packard, Hutch the Link, Zampet, William Marsoles, MD Montevelli, Yannick Merting, Sarcasm, Uzezduft, What Up, Family Guy Fan 15, JQ, Hayden Gonsalves, Austin Shannon, Charles Oku, Carl Neglis, Dot Billy, All-Star Rider, Lodass 123, Mono Switch, Luger Television Company, I'm Just a Fan of Better Watch TV, The Sean, Vodka Spliff, J-Dev, Max Weber, Price, David Mason, J Rabbit Banana Hoobie, Anathu, Dejected Angel, Krona, Coco Man, Amino Frog, Sunrise Quantus, D Shepherd, Banana Bro, Paco, Juliana Krista, Ejota, and Kirby. Hello to some of the people further.
We're the three amigos. We don't need a fourth amigo.
Hi, Brock. I'm Walt.
You can't force your employees to breathe secondhand smoke. I know for a fact that that is illegal.
Great.
Each week we break down another Breaking Bad episode in order. This week it's season 5, episode 3, Hazard Pay. I've got 25 details you might not know.
Hey, Dan. I've got my paralegal with me.
I get the dramatic reveal, but where was Mike hiding before this? There's one shot of Mike's name tag that's close enough to read that his alias is Stuart Rucker.
Hey, Dennis. Have a seat.
Mike looks so funny in a suit.
Deal you had with Frank still in place.
The Turks took away my hazard pay. Sooner or later, someone's gonna flip.
Everyone gets their hazard pay, including you. That's something that's gonna make you fall.
Who's next? APD's got Martinez across town. McGann's up in Sandoval. Holt and Perez are locked up in Las Vegas. Hey! Let's go!
Stuart the paralegal is grumpy. As the camera cuts, the box and suitcase swap hands. It's interesting that they showed Dean's name right before this.
I think I'll put that on the top of the toilet. What could possibly go wrong?
Are you looking back money? Yeah.
Condo now. Like in this market.
Do you really think that's a good idea?
Yes.
I swear it looks like Mike is writing random letters, but maybe I just can't read his handwriting. This is the only time we see Mike and Jewel together, other than in your comments.
We're the three amigos. We don't need a fourth amigo.
If anything, Saul's the fourth amigo here.
Mike's okay.
He said he was gonna break my legs.
He probably threatened someone before breakfast. It's what he does. Come on, grow a pair.
Let it be noted that I do this under duress.
Duly noted.
Right. Mike, I'm extending you.
Now that we're all together, I don't tell you how to mix your chemicals and whatnot. If you do not tell me how to take care of business, is that absolutely clear?
Sure.
All right, stick to it.
You're okay with that?
Yes. He handles the business, and I handle him.
The tour sort of follows the rule of 3. We begin with the box factory.
This is that.
The following is a true story for Vince.
You know, I worked in a box factory one summer in high school.
Although Vince only lasted about a week, he was not cut out for hard labor.
You know what this is? It's a corrugator.
False. This is a real box factory, but that's not a corrugator. The corrugator was in a different spot that was hard to film. They kept the line, but went with this machine because how many people know what a corrugator looks like? And what are the chances that a YouTube channel would come along and nitpick every minor detail? And time for an experiment. The channel just surpassed 30,000 subscribers, but way more people are watching the videos. If you haven't yet, could you please take a second to subscribe?
No more half measures.
I want to see how much we can boost that number today. Thanks.
It uses steam and salt to print craft paper for carton.
Which is great, right?
Steam and salt. Go the product.
Well, you can't just pop down to Costco and get a couple dehumidifiers?
And this is a real tortilla factory. It wasn't originally in the script, but they discovered it while scouting locations. Visiting would normally require hairnets and protective covering, so the show had to buy all the tortillas produced on this day.
Anything food related is going to have unannounced government inspection.
This meeting should have been an email, or at least Walt should have mentioned this on the ride over. Aaron decided to do this on his own and didn't realize how hot it would be. He only did that once.
Oh, no.
Mike must not realize who runs the laser tag, otherwise he'd be saying the same thing. Last stop. Just like Saul's number, you used to be able to call this for Abominos Pest Reporter. The number is no longer in service.
Like, I get it. Just say no and they'll lift it.
Although this isn't a real exterminator, they did stock this location with relevant props like insecticides, rat poison, and fumigants. They used a fair chunk of their budget on this new, then purposely aged, custom-made tent.
Perfect.
How are we going to fit a lavender?
You sit here.
They could have gotten a used one for cheaper, but it was orange and purple, and you know how Vince is about colors.
House stays like this. That's where we'll
This is a clever plan with one small issue.
They tent 3-4 houses a week.
It turns out that tenting houses is almost never done in New Mexico. I guess because termites are the most common reason to do this, and the lack of humidity means New Mexico has the type of termites that you don't need to fumigate like this.
I'll tell you what he's the owner of the roof, the sand door, ladders for handout, and down below that's tie. The burglars.
Skinny Pete and Badger are back after a 13-episode absence. This makes them 2 of 3 supporting characters to appear in all 5 seasons. Any guesses to the 3rd character? Check the comments for an answer. Charles Baker is really playing. Matt Jones can actually play the guitar well.
Rock on, man. Solid. You got any roadie cases? For sure. What's that?
Biggest you got?
It's rated for 900 pounds, so unless your band plays Red Bricks, you should be okay.
This guy's name is Baum, a Danish name. So I really wanted a Denmark mention comment, but nobody had said it. In the channel member chat, I asked if anyone wanted to say it, and this is what I get.
I'm gonna need a forum. I'll throw in stenciling. What's your band called?
It should surprise no one that multiple Vominos pest bans now exist. It happens quickly, but here Jesse disguises methylamine as a pesticide.
If there's ever anything else you need from us,
It would be all.
This is the only time we see Mike with Badger and Pete.
maybe someday. Keep on keeping on, brother.
Surprisingly, they digitally added Skinny Pete here. They thought it looked better than him leaving behind the camera. Imagine how many other scenes could have been improved with a Skinny Pete exit.
This is not meth.
Magnets! Oh!
Everything's the same, except for one important detail.
No stealing.
No stealing.
That's smart.
Not the spare change between the couch cushions, not the panties out of the hamper.
That includes you, Walt. The Vominos calendar looks like February 2013 or possibly May 2009, but regardless, it doesn't make much sense.
Time to time, you're gonna see these two. If they tell you to jump, you jump. You need a name for them? You call them yes, sir, and no, sir.
No, I thought we'd put a collar on the tank, and on the day we just kind of twist it into place.
Jesse is definitely contributing some good ideas in this partnership.
That's good. I was down in Mexico. There was this plastic hospital tent.
Hi, sorry.
This is Brock.
Hi, Brock. I'm Walt. I understand you were in the hospital.
Look at that eye roll.